and welcome back to more Java programming. Up until this point we've done a lot of printing out of information, but what if you want to get input from the user? How do you do that? So let's find out how we do that. Now, as you know, to print something out, let's say we declare a string variable s. And if we wanted to print that string out, we would use system out print ln s. What if we wanted to get a value for s from the user? How would we go about doing that? Well, it's not as simple as printing out. You actually have to add some more stuff to your program. So I'm going to put a line above the class here, and I'm going to use an import statement. And I'm saying import Java util scanner. What the heck? What does that mean? Well, not all of the functions that you need to do a program are built into regular Java. Sometimes you have to import classes from Java libraries to do special things. And one of the special things we need to do right now is get user input, and we need to use this java.util.scanner class to do that. Okay, so let's just leave it at that. You need that thing, you need to print that out there. So how do I now get my input from the user? Well, let's do that right now. We're going to say scanner reader equals new scanner system in. Oh my God, what the heck did we just do? Well, scanner is a class which we've imported here, and we're defining a variable. We're defining a reader is going to be an instance of the class scanner, which is why we have to use the new reserved word to create a new object of the scanner type, which takes system.in as a parameter. This is really complex. I don't know why Java has to make it so complex just to get input from a user, but they did. So here's how we're doing it. You have to kind of remember how to type this line. Now, you didn't have to call this reader. It's just a variable name. We could have called it RDR. We could have called it user input. What we call it is not important. We'll call it reader for now. What we're saying is that reader is going to be an instance of the type scanner, which means it's going to be able to do all of the things that the scanner class can do, but you can only do it by creating an instance of that class. It's really complicated, but for now just take it on faith that that's what you need to do. Okay, so now we've got this reader object. What do we do with it? Well, we can get input from the user. Let's start out by giving the user a prompt, letting the user know that we're expecting them to do something. So we're going to type system out println type a word. That's our instruction to the user. Now we're going to get the input. Okay, so now we're actually going to get the input from the user, and we're going to do that by doing this line. S equals reader next line. What this does is it tells Java to get the next line of whatever the user types in and assign it to the variable s. Let's compile this and see if it works. Okay, it did compile, but look, we got a warning. What does it say? Resource leak. Reader is never closed. When we instantiate this object, this reader object, we create the reader object by using the new scanner command. That uses memory in the system, and that memory has to be released when the program ends, or when the object is no longer needed. And the way we release that memory is by using the close method. Let's try that and compile it. Compile completed, no warnings, no errors. Excellent. Let's run the program. Okay, so we got our prompt that says type a word. We can type in actually whatever we want. Doesn't even have to be a single word. World. And I'm going to hit enter, and then it typed it out. It printed out the output. So let's go through this again. I'm going to comment my code because it's always a useful thing to do. Declare a string variable. We declared the string variable s. Create an instance of the scanner object. So the reader, when we say scanner reader equals new scanner, that's actually creating an instance of the scanner object in memory. Alright, what else are we going to do? Prompt the user for input. Get the user input. Print the user input. Close the reader object. Right, there's actually a lot that's going on that's new here. We're importing an object from a library. We're instantiating an object of the class scanner. We're using that object, and then we are closing it. So there's a lot here, but just try using this code for now and just get used to typing out this kind of statement. Eventually it'll become clearer how this all works. Okay, great. I guess that's it for now.